the show tonight with the true dog fans who love the dogs. We always pick our dog. This is our show tonight with Ben Jones, Tavarres King, Aaron Murray, and Knowshon backstage, zipped up, can't say a word because they picked the Longhorns. Are you kidding me? Go Dogs!
Shouldn't do that.
All right, Murray, get back on this show.
Dogs.
We need some help.
Here, y'all can come back. We'll let y'all back in here.
Oh, that was, I guess, the bet we lost is Ben got to introduce the show. Is that all we have to do? Is that it?
No, hell no.
Is that the extent of
anytime we can go and you got to be quiet.
Oh man, I already had to apologize last night on my late night snap show, so I will gladly apologize again. I will say this: I've picked Georgia against Georgia 3 times in my career. Georgia has won all 3 games. So is this master me playing chess? I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just saying I'm 0-3 when I pick against the dog, so it's not a bad thing when I do it. Knowshon, your turn to get on the knees and beg for forgiveness.
We both said that. Listen, we hope we're wrong. It was just more so, going into the game, I guess you could look at stats or how Georgia was playing. You know what I mean? They just put together a whole game playing, for the Longhorns. So at the end of the day, should we happy them boys won? I want them boys to win. Of course we did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it was exciting. It was you would think Coach Bobo and Kirby watched the show or something, because they came out they came out blazing, running the ball. What you think about that, Sauce? What you think about that, Sauce?
It wasn't only that, bro. I mean, it was like all kinds of different plays. Yeah. That's Ben said it. O-line, D-line for sure. The trenches won that game.
The only positions that won that game was the entire defense from the front 4 to the linebackers. I rewatched the coach's tape today. That entire defense, they didn't miss tackles. They rarely were guys open down the field. Like, Quinn wasn't great, but Quinn didn't have a lot of guys to throw to. Like, they were blanketed. That was the best I've seen that defense play on the back end. The offense line, I thought, played really well. I would give them like a B plus. I wouldn't say like an A. And then ETN was tremendous. But like, offensive line had some moments, wasn't great. But I mean, you're on the road. Texas is really good. Tight ends had some drops. And I thought the receivers were just okay. And then obviously Carson was just straight up bad. So it was a defensive win, and it was an O-line for majority of it, an ETN win, in my opinion. If anyone has anything else to say about that.
D-line, we've been challenging them all year. Like, hey, we're last in sacks. We can't do anything. They have one of the top-rated tackles. Our 2 studs on the edge, they came to play. 3 and 2 sacks apiece. That's 5 between our edge guys. What can we ask for? You get after a quarterback like that, he is looking to be hit. He dictated. 6 brought the juice.
I was just gonna hit on that. You
talked game for half a quarter. Who cares?
You talked about the D-line. We talked about the DBs. Everybody showed up. 6. He's been getting picked on all year long. All year long.
Picked on last year too.
All year long, and just showed up making plays. Everybody was thumping. Nazir Stackhouse thumping. That corner blitz off the edge by Ev was nasty. So I mean, defense, Murray, you said it. It was a defensive win. You mentioned my guys. I was a little disappointed in the way that the receivers played, but we did enough. And it is by committee, like I always say. But we did enough. So yeah, man, it was a fun game. I'll tell you that. I was having
a fun game. It could have been a lot worse. Like, that's what I was trying to like. We dropped passes. We didn't take advantage of some field position. We didn't convert on some things. Like, it could have been worse, guys. Like, we could have beat them worse. And that's
they played better. They played well in the second half, though. Like, I will say this: like, Texas's defense clamped in the second half. I thought Quinn got into a rhythm a little bit more in the second half. Like, they started to drive the football a little bit more. But like, I will say this: like, if Carson doesn't throw those interceptions, then yes, I think we get a big lead early, and then I don't think it's even close to a contest of the fourth quarter where you're kind of like, oh my God, are they about to come back or not? Knowshon, what overall thoughts?
Yeah, same thing what you guys were saying. We probably put a whole game plan together on the defensive side, and they played well, flying around, Mikhail, going around, flying. And then, yeah, I think Coach Bobo did open up the playbook a little bit this game. I mean, reverses. I'm talking about throwback passes. He was doing it all. I think between Texas and Georgia, I mean, yeah, they have the same caliber of players, but we took this like it was a championship game, like it was a playoff game. That's how I felt like we played the game, and you love to see that. And I think Texas played it like it was a regular season game, and we was out there flying around. So I love to see it. Trevor, I think ETN. I think now, yeah, that boy's out there running that thing, loading his shoulder.
Yep.
I was like, yeah. Now I like to see. I think he's getting comfortable, right? Now he knows, it's like, hey, this is my backfield, bro. Let's go out there and get it. And I think that he's running like that. So I love to see that. And it was just a complete game on the other side of the ball. So I loved it.
Yeah.
Really loved it. I think that was the kind of game we had to play. And shoot, yeah, we would have liked to have seen, our quarterback and some other guys play better. But at the end of the day, we got the win.
So two things. One, I just want to give a shout out to one guy on defense. Malachi Starks. Actually, I had to shoot him a message earlier today. Malachi is a safety. Malachi, because of some depth issues and inexperience at certain positions, actually played a lot of nickel this game.
Mm-hmm.
That dude was playing nickel, running with receivers and sticking with them. So like one play, he'd be a safety. Then he would rotate in the box as like the free safety. Then the next play, he'd be at nickel. They would bring in the young buck, and then they would have Dan Daxon. And I was like, wait, where's 24 at? I was like, oh shit, he's playing nickel. He's playing nickel. Like, that is how talented Malachi Starks is, that he's not only a premier safety, you could put that joker on an island against a talented slot receiver, and he could hang with them too. And I've never been, obviously he's made some incredible plays over his career, but going against that offense, which presents so many issues, and to be able to play multiple positions at a high level like that, I just walked away like, I knew 24 was a stud, best safety in the country. No doubt in my mind, he's one of the best defensive players in the country because of his versatility. Absolutely unbelievable. Jalen played great. I thought Warren Brinson played great. Finally, Mike Hell got going a little bit on the outside too. It's good to see him get going. Let's talk about Carson, because it still was not a complete football game for Georgia. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Versus Alabama, 3 interceptions. That is on the season, 8 interceptions for him, which last year he only had 6 the entire year. So that's 8 in the first 7 games of the season. So does Georgia have a little bit of a quarterback issue problem right now?
I mean, we talk about Carson a lot. He gets a lot of heat. I would accept some of that heat in our room, especially for this in this game for sure. Like, I would accept a lot of that heat in our room. Like, we got to make plays if it hits our hands. I don't care if it's high, Lawson Lucky. I don't care if it's behind you, Dylan Bell. If it hits our hands, it's ours. So we got to help our guy out. So those are plays that people are probably looking at and putting that on Carson. But we got to take some ownership of that too. He started the game with 4 drops. 4 drops. Like, that ain't on him. And what does that do for your confidence, Murray, when you start the game with 4 drops?
Dagger, I was a little behind.
I don't give a damn.
I know.
What it hit? What did it hit?
It hit hands. And the one the loss, and I thought initially should have been caught, but then you look at a few more views, like that was.
Yeah, he could put it on him too. But
yes.
Still, I don't give a damn. What are you here to do? What are you here to do?
I just want him to protect the ball.
I know. That's all we said. Just protect the football. That's all we wanted.
Make the throws when you have to. Don't get cute. Like, if it ain't there, use your legs, check it down. Like, let your defense play, run the ball. Like, it's going to be – you're in college. It's going to be some big plays out there. It's going to be busted coverages and stuff like that. You don't have to make a play on every throw. And I think that's what he's trying to do. He knows he's trying to make a throw. He's trying to make the big-time plays. He don't have to. Like, just be our quarterback, make the throws when you have to, and win games.
I will say this, like, Texas's defense, like, I rewatched that game. I rewatched Tennessee, Alabama, and Jalen was horrendous. I thought it was the worst game I've maybe seen Jalen play in a long time. But, like, Tennessee's defense was salty. Texas's defense is pretty damn good. Like guys were not getting open consistently, but it's just routine plays that for some reason he's just not making this year. So I keep trying to tell myself, like, we've seen really good Carson. So like it's in there. It's just when is it going to come out? When's the consistency going to just be there week in and week out? And I think for Georgia fans, that's still going to be the same going forward. We are where we are right now, 6-1, incredible, second half comeback versus Alabama, almost and should have won that football game. And we still have yet to play a clean 4 quarters of football. We just went into Austin and our quarterback threw 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and we kind of dominated the football game. Like, how crazy is that? And like the same thing with Alabama, 3 interceptions, and we kicked their ass in the second half and should have won the football game down 28 points. So like, to me, because we know how good he is and the potential, if that does surface itself, like this team's untouchable at that point. But we've all been in ruts in our career. How tough is it at this point in the season to get out of a rut that Carson's in right now?
He's got a week to go back to fundamentals, get some confidence, have a good bye week. Like, hey, let's focus on anything. Let's work on our footwork. Let's work on our timing on our throws. Like, hey, let's throw on time. Let's make these throws that we're supposed to make. Like, hey, if we're going to lead them on these daggers, or we're going to, hey, the screen pass, let's get them out there quick. Like, not everything has to be fixed in a week. Just, hey, let's fix the things that we can on bye week, our fundamentals, our technique, and let's go win games. That's what it's about. Like, this week's about us. It's not about Florida. It's not about Ole Miss down the road, Tennessee. This is about us, and we're going to make this run. So let's fix the things so we can make the plays when they come to us in the game.
I agree. Either of you two ever been like in a rut or seen anyone in a rut? Like how difficult is it to get out of your own, essentially get out of your own damn head?
Your head.
I feel like for receivers, I mean, I feel like it happens a lot, especially when you're going through a slump and you're dropping the ball. It happens a lot. But you just gotta do the little things at practice. Put the work in. Work breeds confidence. So when you're doing the little things, those things happen, and you see guys like Arian Smith coming back around, making plays. So you could tell he's done the work. He's doing the work and has that mental ability to stick in there with his team and himself, and everybody believes in him. So it's kind of easy.
Just you look at the yards per catch, TK. Not one player had over 10 yards per catch in this game, besides Oscar, and it was because of a trick play.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that is still worrisome to me. I mean, Dom Lovett 8.8, Arian with his speed 5.3, Trevor obviously 7.7. That's pretty good. Lawson was 9. Dylan Bell was 4 yards. Anthony Evans 4 yards. Like there's still something missing in the pass game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of meat left on the bone. Pause. There's a lot left out there, for sure. On those balls that I said that hit our hands, like those are plays that we need to make. Even on the pick, I don't think that was a great route by Arian. Like we got to do a better job of, like Ben said, the little things, bro, and everything else will kind of take care of itself. But and even my man, 2 weeks in a row trying to lead before he catch the ball. 16.
Humphreys.
Yeah, like even little stuff like that. This is getting back to the fundamentals, bro, and everything will start clicking because he wants to turn up and make a play. You could tell he was trying to get jiggy with it. So those things will come, but we got to do the little shit first.
Knowshon, I want to go to. We mentioned Etienne a little bit, but what did you see from him that maybe this could be the best running back in the SEC? Because there really hasn't been great running back play in this league this year. Hasn't been good quarterback play. Hasn't really been besides Samson. Dylan's been a freaking man-child. Take that comment back. He's on a different ballpark. But other than that, I'm trying to think of it. Like no one's been super consistent. Like could ETN start to emerge as one of the best backs based on what you saw in that game going against that defense on the road?
Yeah, of course. Can y'all hear that in the background?
No.
All right, whatever. She's vacuuming right now.
The bunnies? Were the bunnies hopping around? Where the bunnies at?
What is going on? No, vacuuming. Anyway, yeah, he can be because he showed that he could. First of all, he could catch the ball at the backfield. He could run it. He's been running the ball hard. My damn dog is attacking me right now.
Dogs and
you
bunnies.
saw it.
Knowshon lives in a farm in his house.
Look at this fucking guy.
Yeah, he's crazy too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, but no, he caught the ball at the backfield. He got to the sideline. I thought he lowered his shoulder a couple of times. Yeah, he could be one of the best backs. You know what I mean? Once we have everything clicking when it comes to the offense, yeah, he could be one of the top ones in the SEC. So, but I think it just took him a little bit of time just to get comfortable. You know what I mean? Now he's like, bro, let's hit this stride. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what he's doing right now.
Well, it's good to hit his stride before he faces Florida in 2 weeks, his former school. So hope we get a little juice before that game.
No doubt.
Ben, let's go to the offensive line. Like I said, I thought they came out guns blazing early. I think Texas settled in on both sides of the football a little bit in the second half. They made some plays. Obviously, they're going to make plays. It's a really good defense at home, hostile environment. But how would you kind of grade out the O-line in general?
Yeah, you go on the road in that kind of environment and give up one sack. And other than that, we played well. Like, yes, I wanted to close them out on 4th and 1 at the end of the game. I wanted it to be a clear, easy run down there on the goal line. We didn't have to get the 4th down to run it in. That's what I'm talking about. I want it to be more dominant. Like, yes, they played good enough to win. I just want to be dominant. Like, we have these guys. I want guys to – I feel like we got after them. Trust is a guy who plays extremely hard. He plays to the whistle. Same with Fairchild. Same with Green puts his head down every once in a while, but they're good guys. Like they're right there. They have a couple plays a game. You're just like, what are you doing? But other than that, solid performance by them. I give them a B+ because I still think we can get better. I want to finish drives. I want to finish the ball within our hands. I don't want to give them the ball back. If they would have finished that game out with the ball in their hands, they'd have got an A from me.
There you go. ETN looking like Knowshon. I need to see the hurdle first before we start making those comments. I don't know about that yet.
Don't even. That's
outlandish. He does run hard though.
Hey, they ran foreign balls down there on the goal line. You see that?
They did. I saw the crack.
Yeah.
I saw the crack. Lawson Lucky with the crack.
I like it. So I kind of teased this a little bit earlier, and we got obviously we're gonna get into after this. I want to talk a little bit about what happened in the game. And obviously Texas being fine and all that good stuff. But still just trying to focus on us a little bit and some personnel stuff. As a football team right now, it has been a roller coaster. First 7 games. We're about to go into our second bye week. How do you feel personally, each one of you, about this football team? And how should fans feel about this football team 7 weeks into the season?
I personally feel good, bro. I really feel good. I feel like we've had some tough games, obviously in a Kentucky and Alabama game, going into some environments that are hard to play in. One being kind of dull, and the other one being just very hostile. And I think that's what you need. And we kind of got our asses kind of kicked around in both of those games. So I think you need that early on. So I feel good about that. I think there was a little overreaction by Georgia fans, by some of us, from what we saw in that Alabama game a little bit. So I think getting your ends back is huge. I think that you're starting to see this Georgia team defensively kind of catch its wave. And then I think the only thing that is worrisome for me is the offense. Can we get it? Can we get clicking? And it can get turned around in a week from fundamental standpoint of getting back to the basics. So I feel good there. But I feel like we're a championship team for sure.
Ben?
Yeah, we're still young, and that's what we got to mature each week. We can't have the highs and lows each week. We got to be more steady. Like, yes, big time games we come to play, but like when we go down to Florida, they're going to bring it. Like, you're going to have some of those games. Like, you got to be steady throughout the game. Every game's not going to be, hey, the environment's here, the emotions here. But you got to prepare that away every week, and that's what it takes when you mature. You have a lot of young guys playing on defense. And that comes with it. Like, hey, you got to mature as the season goes along, and you got to lock in the same way when you're playing Texas to Florida to UMass. Like, you got to still have that mental when you're going to prepare that week. It's all got to be the same no matter who you're playing. And that's what I'm going to challenge them. Like, hey, no matter what, now we know we can do it. Like that just shows them we're capable. Like we kept questioning, hey, can we even cover guys? Can we get after the passer? They did that. That's what we were looking for this week. Like, hey, is that even possible for our defense to do? Can we block the guys? Can we run the ball? We didn't know at this point in the season. So now we know we can do it. Now it's just the fact of can we just keep doing it?
Well, they need to have that dog in them. Like Kirby, fiery son of a bitch. I mean, my goodness. Like I'm sure the pregame speech was one for the ages. The halftime speech. I mean, the talking to the reporter after the game. My man knew that everyone was picking Texas to win the football game. So like Georgia, even us too on this side. That's why Knowshon and I are on this side and you two on this side. They had for the first time in forever the opportunity to play the underdog card very, very hard. Very, very hard. Like Josh said, Kirby called out ESPN. Like they played the shit out of it. Now all of a sudden, you're back to number 2. Everyone's saying how great you are. Can you still keep the fire in the belly? Is that a player thing, or do they have to continue to rely on Kirby thing? Right now is the problem.
I don't know. I feel like I said earlier, like those humbling games were a player thing, and now you kind of have that fire in your belly of we are that. So I think it's easy for those guys to jump back on that train of knowing who the hell they are, and I don't think they ever forgot who they were. I don't think Kirby let them forget. So.
I hope so.
No, Sean, it was like Alabama last year. They played bad versus South Florida. Texas beat them, and they woke them up. Like that was our wake up game. Alabama woke us up. We had a sloppy game versus Kentucky. Alabama punched us right in the face that first half, and now we're back to playing ball. So we needed that. Thank you, Bama.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. No, Sean, I want to go back to the question before about how do you feel about this team through 7 games heading into the bye week?
Feel pretty good. I think we all hit on some good points. But I think the consistency thing is like what we're saying. I think it's the biggest part. We know we got players. Can you get up for those games, those UMasses? Like can you get up for those just like you get up for the Texans? And you should. You know what I mean? Smack them up. Get some of the young guys in there, sit on the bench. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that there's no real big concerns. I just want the guys to keep on going out there and getting better each week and keep on playing. That's it.
Amen. That. We're gonna need a couple of these chats and also talk about what happened in the game. But first, we got to talk about our sponsor for the show tonight, and that is Home Field Apparel. I'm bringing up their page right now. Can y'all see it? Home Field Apparel got some good stuff. It's gonna be a long season, boys and girls. It's going to be playoffs, multiple playoffs. The holiday season is right around the corner, and this is the time to stack up on some pretty badass gear. So all you got to do is use the promo code DAWGSCentral24, and you get 20% off your order, the entire order. When you use that DAWGSCentral24, 20% off your entire order. They got some good stuff. I may be getting this little dog sweet in the golf.
Yeah, I need that one. I need that little bomber jacket.
You need the bomber jacket, TK.
Yeah, that looks like
that bomber jacket too.
Yeah, sir.
So go get your gear. Holidays are here. Gonna be a long season with these playoffs and the march to the championship. So make sure you look good with Home Field. Appreciate them for being our sponsor for the show. All right. Have y'all ever seen the shit that went down with the fans, not just throwing stuff on the field, because we've seen that before, but the referees, I almost said a bad word there, but I don't want to get in trouble by ESPN by dog cussing a referee out.
I got
they're my employer. Yeah. I'll let you guys do that. I almost slipped up there for a second, but I was going to get a call from one of my bosses. Have you ever seen that happen before where they are so terrified they pick up the damn flag?
Nah. I mean,
how do you go from moving it, calling it? I can see hey, you call the flag, you meet together, you talk about it, and hey, you got a better angle. No, you can't give us the first down. They throw shit on the field. Then
He spotted the ball.
Oh, we're gonna put it back on the 9. Give him the ball.
Yeah, he spotted the ball.
Yes.
I don't know.
You know what happened? He looked up at that jumbotron. He like, "Oh, I messed up." Like, yes, it wasn't pass interference. Like, come on.
No,
but you already called it. You gotta.
Yeah. You had to own it at that point.
Yeah.
The ball's been moved.
He got the jumbotron review. That's what happened.
But even on the other side of that, okay, they start throwing shit, right? There's no penalty to that, G. They just get the fucking ball on the 9.
It should be sideline.
Yeah. Like they just get it at the 9.
It should be a delay of game.
Should be
Or something.
Like, I was just like, there's gotta be something.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, like back there.
But
back there,
$250,000. I'm going to tell you, if it wins us a game, all Georgia fans should throw that crap out there too. Some game.
I'm with it 100%. That's a nice easy check from some oil dude in Texas. That's like, I'll take care of that. We're done.
Oh yeah.
The crappy thing is though, they're gonna go back and watch the video, and if I don't know how they're gonna locate these people. I guess by the seed and all that. But if they can locate you and you throwing the ball, I think you're not allowed to go to another game for the rest of the season. It's like that kind of sucks. But yeah. So
well, that's the whole student section.
I'm telling you, it sucked for them.
That is wild, though. I've never seen a ref 10 minutes after a call decide to flip it because they saw a bunch of replays on the Jumbotron. Knowshon, do you think they were scared?
Nah, I don't think they were scared. It was just more so, I guess, like you said, they got together, they saw it on the Jumbotron, and they switched. Yeah, we just never seen it before. And maybe because of that delay, they were able to stand together. Yeah, exactly. But and it almost gave them a little momentum as well. You know what I mean?
I know, because they scored a couple plays later.
They scored.
We were backed up on the 10 on 3rd and 15 and converted. That could have got real fast.
It could have got crazy, but I'd love to see it. Those guys, not today. You know what I mean?
Thing is crazy because Kirby said that their sideline ref said, "I got it wrong." Okay, you got it wrong. But y'all already spotted that bitch. Like that, like I don't know. That's nuts, bro. Did they get fined? Shit.
Oh,
they need to.
Trust me.
That's
us in the NFL, we be going nuts on them. Like you costing us games and money, and you're over here. You have no punishment. They're in their own union.
Yeah,
I'd be over there. Look at the Jumbotron. Look at it. You messed it up. Look at it. And they'd be so butt hurt. They won't even turn around and look at it. I'm like, oh,
that usually does happen, though, right, Ben? But it's just like the game keeps on continuing, so they're like, I missed it. I'll get you back.
I know they're gonna get you back.
They were sitting there. They were like, bro, do we keep it like this?
Because you know what?
It sat there too long.
What's his name? Got a targeting 2 plays the next play after Dan Jackson. They didn't call it when he smacked.
KJ.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
KJ. Bold.
Matt.
Hey, the Moses out there smacking.
We had to talk about the targeting too, but Knowshon talked about us.
What you
saying?
You know, that would have been the excuse. If that play would have stood right and they didn't call it, it would have been an excuse. Oh, that's why we lost the refs. You know what I mean? So I'm almost happy that they said, you know what, we made it wrong. Made a mistake. Give it to them up there, and they did, and we still came out the Vic. So it's all good.
I like that. I like that mindset, Knowshon. I'll fucking put a nice little juicy spit on it. That is how winners win right there, ladies and gentlemen. But we got to talk about them targeting because it is going to keep 2 of our players out for the first half against Florida. And I was on the Florida game last night. That new quarterback DJ Lagway is legit.
That Tom Petty look kind of lit down there. I can't lie.
The Tom Petty in the fourth quarter was lit. I was like, damn, this is pretty nice.
I saw that one. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, DJ Lagway is pretty damn good, ladies and gentlemen. Still a freshman, hasn't faced a defense like Georgia, but we're going to be without 2 guys in the secondary. So I don't want to get into was it a targeting? Not. I think Dan maybe Aguero was hell no. I don't think that was targeting. But do we have any issues with the receiver or running back lowering their head?
Yeah, I do.
What the hell?
It should walk.
Yeah, it definitely should. I mean, at some point you got to start calling it on the offensive guys too.
Yes.
Like at some point
they're using it as a weapon.
Both of their heads were lowered, like on both of them. Like so, at some point you got to start calling it on the offensive guys. Have to, because he hurt himself. really,
I know.
because he sat there for a little minute, right?
It's about protecting. It's about protecting everyone. And as a runner, you put yourself. Knowshon, you probably speak to this more than any of us. You put yourself in a vulnerable position when you lower your crown of your head as a runner. Correct?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. We all see it all the time. You know, and we see the replays and we're like, crap, man. He had his head super all the way down. That made no sense. Yeah, it could just get you hurt, bro. And especially, I mean, you can kind of see it sometimes when you're going through the pile, like right there, like the line of scrimmage, but still, I mean, putting your head down like that is just, it should be called, honestly.
Yeah,
But
should be calling the. I don't agree with Josh in the chat. It should be a no call on both sides. No, call it on the damn offensive guy.
If you're gonna
Kick
call
his
it,
ass out too.
yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be for both
No,
sides.
listen, it's an offensive game. People want points, so the offensive guys are always going to be protected, and everyone's always going to focus on defense. Even, but there's been so many times where I've seen offensive players do this, and the defensive player gets screwed. So that's a big deal in 2 weeks, man. That's a big deal in 2 weeks with those two guys out for the first half.
Yeah, it is. But to that point, like guys were. Like if you was watching down the stretch, there guys were all over the ball. They was just trying to one hand them bitches. Like, go up with 2. I'm talking about DBs. Like 18, I think 20. I'm not even sure their names. Sorry, fellas. Sorry, I'll check that. But they was making plays. So it was that to that point of Dan and Aguero being that Joe Neal. It was good to see him in there too, Sauce.
Oh yeah.
To that point.
I was happy.
Yeah. To that point. Was it good for those guys from an experience standpoint to get that shit going down the stretch?
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was
You'll
good
need
for
them all.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good. We'll be all right.
You need them all, but still, you want to be full strength playing a rivalry game.
We'll run it,
yeah,
and control the clock. Don't give them that many possessions.
All right, we'll find out. I had something else in the chat I want to hit. Oh, Connor in the chat says, "Can we talk about the fact that they thought Arch was going to do something? Shit was hilarious." And you had a nice run. You did. I sure Knowshon got a little hard on when he saw that run, saying like, "Hell yeah, we love running quarterbacks." You cannot put a quarterback. First off, I totally disagree with taking Quinn out at that time. Everyone around him wasn't playing great, but of course we always blame the quarterback. You do not just rip out your quarterback late in the second quarter and put in another guy. I think that was a bad. Did you guys agree with that move by Sark? And then to put him back in to start the second half too, it's just like, do you think it was more of a move of like we need him just to take a break and calm down for a little bit, then he's going to go back in, or was that like, okay, Manning came in, he looked bad, so now we're going back to Quinn?
Shit, that's what it looked like. Not a lot changed when young Manning came in there. I mean, yeah, it was gonna be tough for him. It was gonna be tough for either one of them. The way them boys was coming off that edge, bro. So I think it was Sark. I won't like the move if I'm Sark or I'm Quinn Ewers' daddy. I'm tight about it. I'm like, what the hell is that? If I'm Manning's daddy, I'm tight about it a little bit because he got pulled. You never let either one of them kind of get a flow of what the hell's going on in the game. So I think that was a little funky. Especially
because if Ewers is your guy, you do not want that narrative to start going wild. And I think
it sounded like they went crazy when Buddy came in too.
Well, they love him.
Yeah,
there's a big group of people that want Manning to be quarterback. So I just think you open up a whole can of worms with that situation. And I think Ewers is better than Arch right now. You saw Ewers play really well in the second half. Not really well, but he played well in the second half. Made some big time throws. 7 sacks. Someone in the chat asked, how much impact did that blindside sack get into and stay in? Ewers said, I don't think it was necessarily like the hit and the fumble, but the schematics of the play was tremendous. So they showed like they were going to bring pressure from the front side.
Yep.
And they ended up actually rolling to a cover 2. They brought the backside corner, obviously, rolled Dan Jackson, who became the backside corner. Frontside safety became backside safety. frontside nickel became the frontside corner or safety. Like it was some pretty good shit. So I don't think it's necessarily getting hit. I think it's oh my God, I was not prepared for that. What else am I not prepared for? Then all of a sudden your eyes are all over the place trying to figure out what they're doing defensively. Like it was a sweet blitz.
Yeah. Out of that pocket. He's like, oh, I'm not safe.
Yeah. So I thought Georgia defensively brought some stuff that I was like, oof. I don't even know if I would have seen that one. That was a big time play. Big time hit.
Guys nicely too. Yeah.
It was a
double mug. You're thinking anything was too strong.
You're thinking everything going front side.
Wheel corner. You're just like, you're hot.
Yeah. And you turn this way. Yeah, and you like this. Yeah,
and it's not like that, like we would, because we would always point 4 week. I'd get to line scrimmage and say, hey, 4 week to like TK.
Yeah. And
usually you could see if the safety was like over the top of the corner, you could kind of get a feel like, okay, there's a chance that corner comes. But the safety was kind of low. So it wasn't like he was over the top. He was low because he was actually going to become the new corner, and that backside safety was hauling ass. Like it was tough as shit to see that one come in. But that's how good and how fast that defense is. That's for damn sure. All right, boys. Anything else? 30-15. Dogs win. Anything else on the top of the mind? Any thoughts on Tennessee, Alabama?
It was ugly.
It was ugly.
Yeah. I think Tennessee they can run the ball. And I never thought I would sit there and say, hey, Tennessee's going to hang their hat running the ball with the quarterback and style of play, but that's what they've been doing.
Defense and run the football.
Yeah. I never would say that's Tennessee's brand, and they might need to stick to that a little more, honestly.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good game in
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, the 16th. I know my parents are hitting me up like, hey, can we get a bunch of tickets to that game? I was like,
can you?
I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's the best home game of the season. Both teams may be in the top 5, top 6.
That'd be a big game.
That's gonna be a pretty damn good football game. So that is it for tonight. We appreciate everyone joining us as always. We may or may not do a show Thursday. We'll see. Maybe we'll touch on some other games. What is the bye week? So we may hold off and take a little bit of a break ourselves. So we'll keep you posted. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We shot one of our player shows this afternoon. We're actually hoping tomorrow to shoot a show, fingers crossed, that's planned at the moment with Jalen and Michael. So that should be a good one. So keep on looking for that. Like I said, we have one player show coming out probably Tuesday. If they do shoot their show, that will come out Thursday, and then we'll keep you posted the next time that we come together. So for Knowshon and myself, we apologize once again. For TK and Ben, that'll way to stay strong for them dogs. But we're all dogs through and through when it's all
107, boys.
You know it.
We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time here on Bulldog Banter.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.